Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai 22 here. What do you think it would have been like if Saban adapted Hurricane? Andros is not a great leader. Super question time! Starts now. Hey, what's up you guys? This is Sentai 22 here. How you guys all doing? And welcome to another episode of Super Question Time, where I'll answer your questions. Anything Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, Super Sentai, or any animated related questions, I will try to answer them for you. So, let's get started now, shall we? The first question comes from Boken Crimson, and he writes, a couple of months ago, Misako Nazawa, the voice of Goku, made an appearance at a convention in the United States, where she did a panel with Shane Sharmell. My question, since Sentai has been getting more Western exposure, could there be a possibility that Sentai actors begin appearing at conventions with Power Ranger actors? Well, I don't see that happening in the immediate future. Would it be cool if that happened in the next several years? Definitely. You know, besides the United States, there are other places around the world that hold conventions, and a lot of them, they do invite a lot of tokusatsu actors, particularly Brazil and France, where the series like Gavin and the Super Sentai series of the 80s were very popular there. In terms of, you know, having Sentai actors alongside Power Ranger actors, that may not be a possibility in those conventions. However, in Power Morphicon, that may be a possibility, because Power Morphicon isn't just about Power Rangers itself. I mean, it's other, of course, Power Ranger spin-offs, as you can probably, as you've probably seen from last couple of years in Power Morphicon. They invited the cast of Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, I believe. You know, as well, they did like a Beetleborgs, you know, Power Ranger spin-off panel as well. So, you know, having a possibility of a Toku panel, a Sentai panel in that respects, I can see that possibility. I mean, and this is just my prediction. I probably predict that Kenji Oba, Gavin, or as would you like to call him, Jiraiya, or that guy from Kill Bill, will probably make an appearance at the Power Morphicon next year. It's just my prediction. I don't know if he's going or not, but I have a suspicious feeling that he may go. I mean, he went to conventions in France and Brazil, but never in the United States, and it'd be very interesting that he will make his US debut on Power Morphicon, which will be very awesome, because you know, he represents pretty much not just, you know, him being as Gavin, but he also represents Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. I mean, before he was an actor, he was actually a stuntman. He did Kamen Rider. He was a suit actor for Kamen Rider 1 as well. He was the second suit actor for Aka Ranger in Go Ranger, as well as other things. But I can definitely see that possibility. I mean, Mr. S, who is from CS Toys International, great guy, and he has connections with him, so I hope that he can make that happen. I mean, I just hope that he does. And hopefully we will see other Sentai actors be invited to Power Morphicon somewhere down the line. But in other conventions with Power Ranger actors, no, because a lot of people won't really know who they are, because of course they're not in the footage. Well, in some sense maybe they are, but not a whole lot. Okay, the next question comes from Daryl Warden, and he writes, do you think Saban should have brought back more of the Disney Rangers? I am beyond excited that they're going to bring back Leo, and I'm a teenager, and I grew up watching mostly Lost Galaxy, Lightspeed Rescue, and a little bit of Space. Hey, wait a minute. Weren't you a baby when you were watching those series? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm definitely excited that they're bringing a lot of the former Saban actors to reprise their roles for the Legend War. It's kind of a shame that, I mean, apart from Jason Smith, who, aka Casey, will reprise his role, it's kind of a shame that there are not other Disney era actors reprising their roles in the Legend War as well. I think in my opinion, I think Saban handled it a little bit poorly. But it's not really their fault. I mean, their original intent was not having an anniversary special. They were not going to bring the actors back. But since the source footage required them to do so, aka the Gokai footage, they had no choice but to find former Power Ranger actors to reprise their roles. That is if they can. That is if they have the time to do so. I think it was just, like I said, poorly orchestrated in my opinion. I think they should have done a little bit better instead of just sending generic mails. But let's just see what happens. I mean, in my opinion, I think that Super Mega Force will be a little bit better than Gokaiger, in a sense that former actors from the Sentai will only just be cameo appearances. Some of them will have their own little story arc. I mean, as you've probably seen in some of the pictures of the actor who played Dana or West, and of course you have the actor who played Astronema. You know, in this scene at nighttime, there's a nighttime scene. There was a picture of the nighttime scene featuring Jason Font, the girl that played Astronema, and the Green Ranger from Lost Galaxy. So, you know, there might be something really important that revolves around their story. So it'll be pretty interesting. Hope that we will be happy with the results. That is if. So, okay, next question comes from Don Greeks22, if I'm pronouncing your name right. I apologize. Do you think that it may take a couple of more seasons of Power Rangers to truly find its footing and become solid once again? I say that because MMMPR to Turbo, although had classics, are great. They were lighter in some ways in terms of story and such, in space to RPM, although some were bumps along the way with certain seasons. Seems like they were trying to put a good story, develop some of the characters and so on. Maybe Saban will improve over time with this generation of kids. That is, if Saban can move forward instead of just trying to look in the past, aka Mighty Morphin, and try to improve the current season. I mean, for one thing, get rid of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theme from the current series, in my opinion. I mean, come on, that's enough. But also, they should really improve the writing. I mean, Saban should hire better writers because their writing team does not work for some reason. I always hear a lot of people, particularly in my Super Question Time videos, is, oh, they need to put more episodes of Power Rangers, 40 episodes a year, that will work. Yeah, but the thing is, even if they did a 40 episode a year thing, it would still be crap. Case in point, Operation Overdrive. I mean, it doesn't matter the length of episode, it's the matter of good story, good characters, good development. I mean, they can do a lot of great things with 20 episodes. It's just that Saban doesn't have the willpower to get better writers. Okay, so as well, better actors. Don't get me wrong, Power Rangers isn't well known for having Emmy-nominated actors, but they can improve on having good actors. Okay, the last question comes from Web Surfer Blue, and he writes, what is your reaction when you found out Fox Kids ended its broadcast officially in America? I already know why it ended, but me, I was just mad. I hated the change. But it is something everybody goes through, good or bad. To me, it wasn't really felt badly for me because I gave up Fox Kids sometime around the mid-2000s at the time, so I wasn't really too concerned about it. Out of curiosity, I clicked on my local affiliate one afternoon in 2002. And I clicked on it on my local Fox affiliate here in New York, which is Fox 5. I clicked on it and it was like, wait a minute, there's no Fox Kids, it's just reality shows and talk shows and whatnot. Well, actually, it was just mostly talk shows. But It was really a shame that it didn't catch on. I mean, for Kids WB, the reason why for Kids WB lasted as long as it did, as I mentioned, was because it had shows like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh to keep it running. And once those shows went out, then they started to fall. Somehow I had the feeling that Fox Kids was going to end, and and a few years after it ended, I had a feeling that Kids WB would have ended too because of the lack of viewership. Because let's face it, kids are going to more after-school programs now. As well, people can record their stuff on DVRs, which is a lot easier for them. And of course, they had to deal with, free over-the-air broadcasting isn't as restrictive back then as it is now. I mean, they have to require, I guess, like any children's block now. In any children's block now, it requires them to show educational programming, which unfortunately it is not good for ratings. Because some educational programmings don't bring in the money, unfortunately. That's what you go to school for. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. So anyway, guys, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Super Question Time. If you guys have any more questions that you would like me to answer, please post them on the comment section. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my Facebook, YouTube as well. This is Sentai 22, and thanks for watching.